The Pharisee and some of the teachers of the Jew law who has come from Jerusalem gathered around Jesus and saw some of his disciples eating food with hands that were defiled, that is unwashed. The Pharisee and all the Jews do not eat unless they give their hand a ceremonial washing according to the tradition of the eater. When they come from the marketplace, they do not eating unless they wash, and there obey or observe many other traditions such as the washing of cup, pitcher, and kettle. So the Pharisee and teacher of the law asking Jesus, why don't you disciples live according to the tradition of the eater instead of eating their food with defiled hand? He replied, Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you, hypocrite. As it is written, their people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They worship me in vain. Their teaching are merely human rules. You have let go of the commandment of God and are holding on to human tradition. And he continued, you have a fine way of setting aside the commandment of God in order to observe your self-tradition. For Moses say, honor your father and mother, and anyone who calls their father or mother is to be put to death. But you say that if anyone declare that what might has been what used to help their father or mother in conduct that is devoted to God, then you no longer let them do anything for their father or mother. Thus you nullify the word of God by your tradition that you have handed down, and you do many things like that. Again, Jesus called clouded to him and said, listen to me, everyone, and understand this. Nothing outside a person can defile them by going into them. Rather, it is what comes out of a person that defiles them. After he had left the clouded and entered the house, his disciple asked him about his parable. Are you so dull? He asked. Don't you see that nothing that enters a person from the outside can defile them? For it doesn't go into their heart, but into their smoch, then out of the body. In saying this, Jesus declined all pot clean. He went on, what comes out of a person is what defiles them. For it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil, through comes sexual immorality, third, fifth, murder, adultery, candid, malice, deceit, lowness, envy, slander, arrogance, and folly. All doesn't evil come from inside and defile a person. Jesus left that place and went to the vicinity of Tyre. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know it, yet he could not keep his present secret. In fact, as soon as she heard about him, a woman whose little daughter was possessed by an impure spirit came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek born in Cyrene, Polynicia. She begging Jesus to drive the demon out of her daughter. First, let the children eat all they want, he told her, for it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dog. Lo, she replied it, even the dog under the table eating the children's crumbs. Then he told her, for such a play you may go. The demon has left your daughter. She went home and found her children lying on her bed and the demon gone. Then Jesus left the vicinity of Tali and went out through Sidon down to hit the Sea of Galilee and into the region of the Decapolis. There some people followed to him, a man who was deaf and could hardly talk, and they were begging Jesus to place his hand on him. After he took him aside away from the crowd, Jesus put his finger into the man's ear. Then he spit and touching the man's tongue, he looked up to heaven and with a deep sigh said to him, Aspata, which means be opened. At this the man's ears were opened, his tongue was loosened, and he began to speak plainly. Plainly. Jesus commanded them not to tell anyone, but the more he did so, the more they kept talking about it. People were overwhelmed with amazement. He has done everything words dare say. He even make the deaf hear and the mute speak.